Hi there, I'm Alex from Alex the Pie Guy, and this is the practice problems for lesson 6, where we talked about polynomials. In the first question, I'm just asking you to state the degree of each of these three polynomials. In this first one, we have 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. X squared is the highest exponent we have with a non-zero coefficient, so the degree of this guy is 2. In part B, I have 6 plus x4 plus 9x squared plus 2x plus 8x cubed. A lot of terms here, but remember we're only caring about the largest exponent. So if we look here, our largest exponent is x to the 4, and there's no other x to the 4, so we don't have to worry about collecting like terms to see if the coefficient is 0, and this coefficient here is already not 0. This is a 1. So the degree of this polynomial is 4. In this last one, really simple, there's only one term. It is a non-zero coefficient, because remember, that's a 1 being multiplied there. So this is an x to the 11, so the degree here is 11. In the second question, I'm asking you to classify the n-nomial for these three polynomials. So in this first one, I have 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. I have three terms with unique exponents that have coefficients that aren't 0. So I have a trinomial. Or we could say a threenomial. In this one here, I have 4x to the 20 plus 1. Don't get tripped up by the large exponent here. We only have two terms with unique exponents and non-zero coefficients, so it's only a binomial. Or we could say a two-nomial. This last question, I have 7x plus 3x squared plus 4x cubed plus x plus 5. Although I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms, two of those terms have just an x. So we have a repeated exponent on the variable, so I don't count the second one. So although I have 5 terms, I only have 4 terms with unique exponents on the variable. So I have a four-nomial. In the last set of questions, I'm going to be asking you to determine the independent and dependent variables. In the first part here, I have 2y minus 5 equals 4x plus 1, and I'm going to tell you that x is equal to 1. In this case, our independent variable is x, and our dependent variable is y. In part B here, Alice has twice as many video games as Bob less 3. Alice has 8 video games. So if I determine a variable, say a being the number of video games that Alice has, and b being the number of video games that Bob has, then because I'm telling you that Alice has 8 video games, then a must be our independent variable. Because the number of video games that Bob has is being determined by the number of video games that Alice has, then b is going to be dependent. The last two parts for this question have a lot of words going on here, so let's tackle them. Carl, Dan, and Eugene are swimming laps of the pool. Dan swims twice as many laps as Carl. Eugene swims 1 more lap than Carl, and Dan swims 4 laps. So the fact that we're being told that Dan swims 4 laps, then Dan, I'm going to say D, is going to be an independent variable. Now there's 2 more variables here. Dan swims twice as many laps as Carl, so given that we know what Dan swims, we can determine what Carl swims. So Carl is going to be a dependent variable, or C is the dependent variable. And Eugene swims 1 more lap than Carl. Now that I know what Carl swims, I can determine what Eugene swims. So I'm going to say that E is also a dependent variable. Next, Fester, Gus, and Heather are buying snacks. In total, they spend $32. Gus spends $8 and Heather spends $12. Now, we're being told what Gus spends. So I'm going to say that G is an independent variable. And we're told what Heather spends. So H is going to be independent. And because we know what the total amount they spend are, and we're given the other two, then we can determine how much Fester has spent. So Fester, or F, is a dependent variable. Anyways, that's it for this practice problem set. I hope these questions were helpful in your understanding of classifying n-nomials and the degree of a polynomial and determining independent and dependent variables. If you found this kind of content helpful, drop it a comment or tell me what kind of questions were the most helpful for you. If you'd like to see more of this kind of content, including lessons that go with these practice problems, feel free to subscribe to me. I'm Alex from Alex the Pi Guy, and I will see you in the next one.